You are listening to Two Heels and a Face Wrestling Podcast, a podcast where we believe wrestling is a buffet and there's something there for everyone. Make sure you're following us on all social media such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook under Two Heels and a Face. That's number 2 Heels and a Face. Make sure you check out our website, twoheelsandaface.com.
Era, 2 Heels and a Face.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Two Heels and a Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, we have another local wrestling roundup. Cris and I are going to keep this to 20, 25-ish minutes, I think, and just kind of go over some highlights that we saw on the weekend for a couple different promotions. A couple new shows were announced. It's getting near to the end. Everyone's kind of trying to squeeze in, you know, the things they want to do to kind of cap off the year, including us, trying to squeeze in certain episodes and do certain things. Cris, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Definitely liking this comeback of these short or attempted to be short and sweet episodes, doing a local roundup here. So looking forward to this one. Feeling good, doing good. How about you? How are you feeling leading into the holidays?
I feel like it's a balancing act because you could play the holidays one or two ways. A lot more people are out of office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or not working. If you have, you know, just jobs where you sit in front of a computer all day, like you and I do. Other people maybe are working depending on what they do, but that gives you a lot of free time, so you can kind of catch up on stuff you've been neglecting all year, whether that be family, friends, or just whatever, something personal you wanted to do. So there's that, but then that opportunity opens up, and then here comes all these people, right? Scheduling Christmas parties in your free time. So it's a balancing act. It's a balance. The holidays can be a rush of stuff. It can be a rush of drinking, a rush of food. If you let it, you got to schedule some time for yourself. So that's what I always suggest to you, the listener. Schedule some time for yourself. I'm taking a couple days off after the New Year's. So it's like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then I take a day off or something. And then it's like January 1 and a couple days after that into the weekend. Like I take like 3 days off and I get like a bunch in return if you stack them next to like weekends. I don't know. I figured it out, but I don't know it off the top of my head. So I'm just going to have a big gap at the end of the year where I'm just going to sit inside with a sweatshirt on and just chill. And Margaret and I will probably do whatever we want to do. Lots of gaming will take place. So I have the luxury of that, right? I don't have kids, but yeah, that's kind of the slice of time I'm trying to carve off. Watch wrestling during that time, whatever you want to do. So it's a balancing act. Do you feel the same way, Cris?
I think you make a lot of sense. And I'm slightly envious. Just, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, kids bring a different dynamic to the family, and
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's fun, it's rewarding, and I am looking forward to being at home and spending time with the kids. I don't know if we're gonna get any snow, but you know, they're looking forward to it. We got a little taste of that, you know, late last week, so they're excited about snow. I'm like, no, let's wait. I don't think we're ready for it. But you know, regardless, holiday break is a time for people to kind of just allow themselves to pause a little bit, reflect on the year if you want, or maybe not. Just, you know, do like you said, take care of yourself and do what you want to do. If you're able to, you know, have that time to pause for a little bit, so that's important.
Yeah, no, I agree. But speaking of the reason why we're here, there is some wrestling that took place. People are still sort of busy. And both of these promotions, too, have scheduled some more shows, which we'll talk about kind of at the end of this. But Freelance Wrestling took place at the Emporium, the Logan Square Emporium, not the Logan Square Auditorium, the LSE.
There you go.
Not to be confused with the Wicker Park Emporium. Some people would say I may have confused the two once.
But yeah, that Thursday night Slam Masters. Again, love the graphic. It was uh what is it called? Super Nintendo like game
Yeah, Saturday
mostly.
night Slam Masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I played this game growing up. Did you play?
I don't think I did. I
Okay.
was a huge Super Nintendo fan, but I did not have that game. I don't think I got a chance to play it.
Okay. It looks like a Capcom game. So Capcom, yes. Same makers as like your Mega Man.
Yep.
You know,
Street Fighter, right?
Street Fighter. Yep. Yep, baby. Yep. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's a super fun game. It's like an arcadey wrestling game where you're pushing the buttons a lot of punches, some throws, things like that. But yeah, it seemed to be chock full of action. I was catching up via Cheap Heat Spot Fest. Shout out to Nathan for posting his clips and stuff. It looks like pretty much everyone retained. Oh, but by the way, I guess if you don't want spoilers, you can shut it off now and go watch it on IWTV. But we'll probably talk about some match results. Kylie retained against Isaiah. The Bang Bros had a really fun match. I saw with Mansoor and his partner, whose name is escaping me at the moment. But okay, I Candy Elliott won the scramble. Coda defeated Mike Santana, some other things, and Dan the Dad and Coco Lane are the number one contenders for the tag team championships. I don't believe they were defended on this show, but it seemed like a lot happened. And as Chico wrestled, I think he lost. But it seemed like a lot happened.
I mean, it was a singles match against Calvin Tankman. So
yeah,
it was a 10-minute match, though.
There you go.
According to CageMatch.net.
I think if you're on the show at this point, you're doing well, or just consistently worked into the shows, because it's a tough roster. It's a tough show to get on, as is AAW. So yeah, it seemed like a lot was happening during the like in terms of the clips and stuff that was coming out. A lot of star power, kind of a treat show for Emporium, honestly. And also something big happened with Kylie. Did you see that?
Talking about treats. I mean, treat for the crowd, treat for Kylie. Mad Nick's taking the mic, getting on in the ring and announcing that Kylie's part of the WWEID program.
Yeah, that is so cool. First of all, congrats. We reached out to her as well via Instagram, but congrats to Kylie. Obviously 100% worth it and deserved. That's the lowest amount we can say, but we'll say more.
Yeah.
The hope, right, is that this is the right fit at the right time for her. It's probably going to be hard because she just had a kid. Hard to be away from her kid. I'm sure you feel that and you understand that. But man,
kids have kept me away from wrestling.
Yeah, you would have made it. But we've
made it to all of the freelance shows this year, but
yeah, let's start with that first. We're gonna have you ID'd by Freelance to come to the show.
They'll find a path for me to get there,
Yeah. But I mean, for 3-4 months now, we just talked about how Kylie's gotten back into phenomenal shape, like awesome ring shape before COVID, before she had a kid, that kind of shape. And yeah, I looked into this WWEID program, and it's kind of like their feeder. They have these feeder schools into NXT almost that are on the indies. These schools are like the Black and Braves, Cody's school, Booker T's school, the Row, which Kylie trained there.
That initially. Booker T, right? That's Booker T.
Yeah. So it's like they identified people within these schools or were part of. Obviously, they just know Kylie from her work, not necessarily like her school training. But and then they bring people, and then they bring you into their camp, basically. So I'm assuming it's like she goes into training and then she's on NXT when she's ready. She goes into WWE's training and like their facilities. So I'm assuming that's what it's going to be.
Guarantees that whoever's part of that ID program, they're just on WWE's radar, right?
That's
what I understood from it. That it was like they're for sure looking at specific schools and other talent, but once you're the ID program, you're on their radar, and there's more of a path for you to make it to NXT. You don't necessarily have to. I didn't understand that they had to necessarily be affiliated or going to these schools, specific schools.
I don't think that's true. I'm just saying like they are. I guess I don't know. I guess that's the question. I guess that's the question. Like I just know they're looking at these schools specifically to try and ID people. But Kylie obviously was probably ID'd because she's just Kylie and she's awesome. But she does have affiliation with Raw, of course. So, I mean, to me, the way that the speech is going on, to me, it's like she reports to basically camp, to WWE camp, right? She reports to WWE training. That's the way that I see it. I don't know if that's accurate or if someone can fill us in on that, but is that how you feel basically? Like she's gone now to like what she's going to finish up some dates. But
just let us know. Let clear this thing up for us, Sean.
She's going to finish up some dates, but like she will eventually probably go off to train with them at their facilities, WWE.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Does that sound accurate to you?
It does sound accurate. But again, I'm not 100% sure. So,
okay.
But the fact that she's on WWE's radar, I think, regardless, I think it's a huge win. As she said in her promo, right? Like for her, this feels like a second chance, and like you said, I hope this really lines up with the right timing for her to fully take advantage of the opportunity that's ahead.
Yeah, I want everything to work, right? Because I think when like it hasn't worked for her in the past, then the fucking internet turns into douchebags and they pile on, and who knows the circumstances she was under. No one should be asking that, first of all, which everybody was when that first happened. And I remember like we even interviewed her once after that, and we were like, look, we have no questions about that. Whatever happened with AEW and whatever happened with any other TV opportunities, we will not ask about that. And we did it because that's her business and we didn't care about it. So the internet like comes, they want to see certain people fail and they'll come after her. But the hope is right that she maybe has learned from that experience, or whatever happened last time does not happen again. And because she has the skills, right? She just needs that path and needs to stay along that path if she wants to. If she wants to is the important thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the key. Like if she wants it and if she has that opportunity, I hope that everything lines up for her to be successful in the area she wants to be successful in, and just push through. But we wish her the best. I mean, ultimately, what happened in the past, what didn't happen in the past, like you said, like we're not interested in that. It's just we want to see Kylie, the wrestler we've seen, grow, succeed, and take over the LSA like no other promotions. And now, hey, WWE, is looking her way, and hopefully she's looking WWE's way too, and it all works out for a win-win.
Yeah. No, that's what we're hoping. But good news regardless. So fingers crossed on that, and we'll support her in any way possible, of course, just like the rest of the freelance faithful will. Also taking place over the weekend, the date after the 21st. So this was the 22nd of November, was AAW's Undeniable. AAW's Undeniable. So, like I said, Stallion Rogers, Kurt Stallion, Riddle was on this show. Josh Alexander was on this show. He ended up losing in the main event. Stallion Rogers got a win. Riddle defeated Vega. Boo. Don't like that. But then Robert Ego Anthony won the Jim Lynam, not Lineman, Memorial Ladder match. And he's already
LM.
The JLM LM. They forgot the T.
There's no T this year.
There's no T.
Um,
No.
but actually, Trent, the T, provided a quote in regards to this.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring it up on the screen here. I made a nice little graphic, but you want to read to us what that quote said from Trent regarding the JLM or Gym lineup itself, and how the AAW is trying to keep that legacy alive.
Yes, we reached out to Trent Zuberi, the producer, or one of the producers of AAW. He said this year we wanted to honor Jim by showcasing a match he not only loved, but one that included legacy and future talent of the company. Those two things were very important to him. So he must have been a big ladder match guy. Big ladder match guy, Jim Lynam. And although we were kind of making fun on last show of the height, right, the height of the ceiling of the Berwyn Eagles Club, the spots I saw were ridiculous. They really they didn't do a ton of spots where you're like jumping off the ladder, like a lot of aerial spots, but they were using that ladder. They had it like perched between the ring, the hardest part
It was
of
a
the
weapon.
ring. Yeah. Well, it was a weapon, but then they had it perched between the hardest part of the ring and the guardrail. And Robert Anthony took a backdrop onto that. So from the ring. So he earned his title shot and he signed to wrestle Joe Alonzo for the Heritage title. Obviously, Joe and Ego know each other. Ego's been a mentor to Joe. So now they get the chance to work together. And
Joe is who he is, thanks to Robert Eagle Anthony.
I would agree.
Oh, I don't know. That's just gonna raw some feathers. I just said it because I know that him and Eagle have a special relationship there. But for sure, like I think, it would definitely be interesting for these two to go at it at an AAW ring for sure. And Trent, like Trent said, right? It's legacy, it's ego, and then a new up and coming talent or newer established talent like Joe Alonso. Going head to head is something to look forward to. And with both titles wouldn't be on the line, right? This is just he doesn't have a title, but it's just the Heritage title that's on the line.
Yeah, it is the Heritage title. We got to reach out to Ego, I think, because I know Ego really wanted the big gold belt. So I don't know if he's just sidetracked at the moment. Maybe he has had some bad interactions with Joe Alonzo too. Obviously, Joe Alonzo can get under everyone's skin. Maybe he just wants to. He's on like a side quest right now. It feels like
he's going to remind people that he could go after any title he wants. I think.
Okay.
Like it's just a way of like look, like, all right, Joe, like you think you're tough shit right now, like let's see what you got.
Yeah.
And he's confident that he can go for any title at the moment. So
more power to him. I mean, Ego's in really good. I want to use a soccer term. He's in really good form right now, but he's having some really, really good matches. So happy for him and happy that he is continuing to be a focal point of this like kind of new, I want to say new AAW. It feels like they're gearing up for big 2025, kind of like we said. So he'll be leading the charge on that. Other things that we saw floating around. I saw Blair. We talked about Blair Onyx last time. She had some Spider-Man gear, which is really cool because she has her spiders and her web and things like
nice.
that.
I did not see that. That would be cool.
There's a ton of Kane variants going around. Have you seen all the Kane?
Oh, this is hilarious. Yes. That's when I think it can't get any better. We get cocaine.
How do people keep coming up with this stuff, dude? The obviously it started with the blue Kane. By the way, there was a clip going around. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was blue Kane in a ring with Kurt Angle and Mick Foley.
Oh.
And he was about to chokeslam Kurt Angle, but I don't think he got it off because like the clip cut before that. But the blue Kane variant, Gain is one that's been circulating around most recently. And then, Cocaine with his Coke Slam. I mean, just
have you seen
creativity.
Candy Cane?
No. Is it red and white stripes?
Yes. I don't know if that was a real thing or people are just getting creative now and just doing graphics with it. But I was just like, this is gold. This is internet gold right here.
Just keep them going. It's just like they're if you want to break into the business, and you're big enough, it feels like you could create a Kane variant, and you can get booked on a show. Oh, it's great. I don't know. We should do some kind of like contest to figure out some other kind of Kane variants, or have someone on the freelance roster. This was a bit. See, the Halloween Battle Royal would have been perfect for this. All these Canes.
This
We
would
could
have been
fly in all these
Castro's
Canes.
chance to do the 4 faces of Kane.
Perfect. Okay, announced
Upcoming shows.
December 21st, Freelance Wrestling, the Prelude, or Freelance Wrestling Prelude, with Chavo Guerrero Jr. Bro.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. That's going to be interesting. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I saw the I don't know what the official wrestler's name is, but it's the one that dresses up as Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I really saw that in the poster, right?
Yeah. That's good. That's going to be a wacky show. Are you going to go try and see Chavo?
I'm gonna. I've seen Chavo before. But for sure. I mean,
okay.
We were just before we started recording. I told you I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to starting. To going to this 21st December 21st show, and then we realized that we might not be on the winning side of the bet here.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to lose the bet. The code
we're going to lose the bet.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I make a run-in, And if you go to the Chavo show, I make a late run-in. But maybe we can Photoshop me there.
Hey, we can, we can take a picture with Chavo Guerrero and AI Charley.
Yeah, yeah. We should. That makes. I have a paid ChatGPT account through work, so if we need to try and create some images at the LSA, I'll just be like, can you draw a photo of Chavo Guerrero Jr. and me at the LSA, and they should just know what it is, right? They'll know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's world known LSA at this point.
Yeah. December 28th, Windy City Classic by AAW. We have another quote from Trent. Trent says, "The Windy City Classic is an event built on an amazing history, and with this incredible roster we have this year, it's bound to be one of the most memorable in company history." Big words from Trent. So if you're liking what AAW is doing, or if you just haven't gone and shown a bit, that's probably us too. Windy City Classic might be an option.
I think it's, yeah, for sure. It's a show that we look forward to every year. I think that was, the Windy City Classic. What was that? 2015. I think that was in the LSA when they brought in the Lucha Bros before they were called Lucha Bros. It was just Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr.
Okay, that was their debut, wasn't it?
I believe that was their debut. Is when Phoenix went against Ciampa and opened up the show. And then I believe it was Chris Hero versus Pentagon Jr.
Let me pull it up. I got cage match right here.
All right.
Windy City Classic XI. What is that? 6, right? Roman numerals 5 and then a 1. I think that if it's after the X, I think you add to it, and if it's before, you subtract.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay. Yeah. Opening match: Tommaso Ciampa defeats Phoenix.
Yes. I think Tommaso Ciampa fractures his nose, but they opened up the show because he had to make a plane out to Europe somewhere right after that.
Holy shit. Okay. And that's why he probably went on first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, a lot of other people on the show. Shane Hollister was on the show. I know he's not wrestling for them. Again, Congo Kong's on the show, and what looks like a scramble. Davey Vega defeats ACH.
Oh, wow.
The Hooligans were tag team champions. They wrestled OI4K.
OI4K. Sammy Callahan.
Lewis Linden defeated Alex Shelley for the AEW Heritage title. Gregory Iron defeats Christian Faith in a singles match. I'm not sure what Christian Faith is.
Oh, he was part of the. I believe he was part of the Y4K group.
Oh, that's Ricky Shane Page.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a OI4K?
He was under a mask.
Oh, funny. Okay. Chris Hero defeats Pentagon Jr. And then Eddie Kingston defeats Ethan Page and Trevor Lee to win the title. The big gold belt.
And then wrestling, independent wrestling was forever changed.
Yeah.
After that.
Then
the fly-in era began.
That was the start of the fly-in era.
Yeah.
That's what we
Jim
can
Ross
say.
was on commentary. He would have just called it the fly-in era has now begun.
Yeah. People would say, well, like when the Attitude Era started, that was the start of the fly-in era with Phoenix and Penta. Because then they were just flying in every fucking week, every fucking month.
December 28th, Windy City Classic. I'm assuming, I don't have the graphic or the details in front of me, but I'm assuming it's going to be at the Bear One Eagles Club. Do you have that?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a detail that we should have. Hold on. I just had their, Berwyn Eagles Club.
See, history being made at a historic place as well. So,
yep. Tickets should be on sale now. Actually, as we're recording. Oh no, at 10 a.m. No, 10 a.m. Okay, they're on sale. AAWpro.ticketleap.com, and then freelancewrestling.com. You'll find a link for upcoming shows on their website for their tickets.
Freelance December 21st with Chavo Guerrero, and then December 28th, Windy City Classic, AAW.
Yeah.
So
look for
back weekends.
Yeah. I think Chicago Style Pro and I feel like Second Wrestling are running very consistently. So if you can't make any of those, you can't make AAW Freelance, look for Second Wrestling, look for Chicago Style Wrestling, CSW. Those guys are running pretty consistently.
Our fair share of trips to LaSalle. I think Dreamway is running up in LaSalle this upcoming month as well.
Okay. So there's options out there.
There's options. Wrestling is a buffet.
Wrestling is a buffet.
Buffet don't stop.
Nope. And we're just going to be eating through this holiday like we always are. So it's just going to be food, wrestling, food, free time. Hopefully getting some free time. But I think that's all we got for you today in terms of the roundup. Short
and sweet. But Charlie, as we're kind of getting close to closing off this episode and keeping it short as we promised, it's Thanksgiving's right around the corner. We're gonna get this episode out. I want to say pretty soon. And I just want to, just thank all the listeners, all the people that we see at shows for support, right? Even if it's like, hey, I listened to the last episode, or just knowing who we are, not because of who we are, but just because you've listened to the show, you click play, whether that's on YouTube or on a podcast platform. We do this for fun. We love wrestling, and we've been doing it solid, I guess, for 7+ years at this point, which is wild to say. But just, thank you for the support and thank you for the friendship. And thank you, Charlie, for, putting up with crazy schedules and reschedules and for going on this ride with me. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I couldn't do it without you. So you deserve thanks as well, because I think it takes two to really do this. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely those solo episodes are a little hard to do without a tag team partner.
They're tough.
All right. Well, I think that takes us home for this episode. If you want to take a look at articles, spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, but just something to look forward to is the 25 list of 25 shy we'll be putting out at the beginning of the year, right?
The shy 25, baby. Yeah, we're doing 25? That list again.
So that's coming up. But you can check that out at twoheelsandaface.com. There's articles, there's podcasts. If you have any thoughts, anything that you want us to, to cover, or just questions that you want us to answer, definitely hit us up on the socials. Everything is Two Heels and a Face. Number two, Heels and the Face. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if we're gonna go. Are we going Sky? Is it Sky Blue? Is that the new social media
Blue
platform?
Sky.
Or Blue Sky? No, Sky Blue is a wrestler, right?
Sky Blue is a wrestler. Blue
Blue
Sky. I
Sky.
think I want to download Blue Sky and just see
Explore a little bit.
how explore my experience versus
Hmm.
X. I really do not like the owner of X, but I love the app itself because of like just I wouldn't say I'm in love with my algorithm right now, and I don't like that there's countless shitty ads. So,
Hmm.
but I do like the community notes. I think that was a good feature. So I'm like giving credit where credit's due. But I wanted to just download Blue Sky and just see what it's like in comparison. And I don't think I'll ever fully delete Twitter because like we've built a following on there and we still tweet and stuff like that. But I think I'm just gonna try out Blue Sky. I think I would suggest that's what I would suggest to everyone. If you're not super happy or whatever reason, just try out a different platform and just give it a little bit, and then make a decision. So
There you go. So
mhm.
potentially coming soon, but unsure.
Yep.
For now, so all podcasting platforms and YouTube is where you can listen to our content, watch our content. And twoheelsandface.com will be the place to go to catch all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that being said, I think we can definitely hashtag Viva la Chico.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Thanks.
Bye.